Good morning and welcome to the Hard Block Live Sunday, the second day of this tournament here in Helsinki Ruskeasuon urheiluhallit. Congratulations if you're here. You went through blizzard to get here and that's admirable. I am Vanilla Nice and I am another of the announcers of this first game today.
And hello and good morning. My name is Morso and I will be your co-host today morning for the first game.
So this is the tournament which is called a Group of Death, and this comes from the rankings of most of the teams of this tournament. I am telling you this, except that this first game is not part of the Group of the Death tournament, but it's good to know where you're at.
Yeah, exactly, because we still have more games later on today, 4 games in total as we had yesterday, and the rest of the games of Sunday also belong to this Group of Death. So the teams are competing who will make it to the playoffs is it in Lomme?
No, actually, this is about, first we have the Euro Champs.
Yes.
Which is in mid-June in Namur, Belgium, and the best of the Euro Champs go to the World Champs, which is in Malmö in October.
Exactly, yes. So many tournaments. My brain is still set in Innsbruck from last July.
Yes.
So I'm still seeing the teams as national teams and trying to remember, Sweden, for example, is a great derby country with great teams. And for example, now in this game, we will be seeing Stockholm Roller Derby Bstrds, which is B team from Stockholm. And it is especially nice to see them play because from what I've heard, the team consists of many former juniors of Stockholm Roller Derby.
That's interesting. Awesome. And the host team playing in black today, it's Kallio Rolling Rainbow, all colors. Maybe we should go through the rosters now.
Yes, let's do that now.
So, like I said, playing in black Kallio Rolling Rainbow, all colors. 029 Cheese, 20 Nyrkki Kyllikki, 24 Tex Killer, 27 J Karpov, 301 Minna, 410 Vattuvimma, 467 Helma Synti, 516 Pyörre, who's also the captain of the team, 53 Kone, 7 Boi, 70 Saanata, 96 Anna Montana, and on the bench we have Marek and Talvi.
And for Stockholm Roller Derby Bstrds, we have 111 Helsinki, 112 Du Ellen, 123 Zelda, 17 Head Vicious, 194 Van Helsing, 208 Interstellar, a great movie as well, 325 Rory Kilmore, 394 Wicked, apparently also a good movie, 456 Puuman, 52 Queen of Blood, 555 Blå Tyra, 7 Smash, 747 Headbanger, 95 Happiness, and at the bench we have Vagabondage and Grumpy.
So it seems that the Stockholm fans are awake. Are you here to see Kallio Rolling Rainbow all colors to play? Awesome, this is gonna be a great game. Let's go through the officials as well.
Yes.
So the GTO of the tournament is Kalle, and tournament head referee Denial. Also the referees Pajari, Grave Misgate, Martin McFly, Iska, Primavera, Von Perkele, Katsesöse, Dr. Watt, Green Thunder, Pakis Hair, Refraction, Jonas, and Lizzie Slaughter and Pyry.
And let's see if I can make through the NSOs. Andreas, Nöki, Stormkatten, Pandawan, Kriisi, Punisillin, Dandelion, Bureaucrat, Raitsu, Refinpi, Supikettu, Astalavista, Crash Blossom, Piece of Kake, Countdown, Hodge, Demon Core, Tirppis, and the head NSOs, Awkward Moment, and Agricola.
Awesome job. So less than 10 seconds to the first whistle of the game.
It's also going to be interesting to see this game as both of the teams are playing in their national tournaments as well. Kallio All Colors being the current champion in Finland and Bstrds apparently ranking as well in the Elite Series in Sweden.
So Kallio feels 4-6-7 Helsinki as a jammer for the first jam.
And if my I spy right, 1-1-2 do Ellen for Stockholm Bstrds.
And the game is on. Helsinki takes the inside line and quick lead to Kallio.
And our Stockholm jammer still behind a strong Kallio wall, fighting now, going up in the back. Beautiful twirling from Kallio jammer there.
Helsinki twirling through the pack, almost through, but then pushed out and recycled almost back to the jammer line.
And Ellen between those strong Kallio butts. Oh, and a fall down. And a penalty issued for Kallio blocker 4-1-0 Vattu Vimma.
That's the first penalty of this game.
And Ellen wrestling in the front pack.
Again, Helsinki almost through, but Stockholm's pivot.
And Jikarpov, last line of defense for Kallio. Can we see Ellen getting through? So close. The pack is stretching. And are they out? They are out. 1-1-2 for Stockholm Bstrds. Jammer is during their initial pass.
Let's see. Yeah, Kallio calls off the jam before Stockholm's jammer can score any points. So let's see how many points in total. That's 4 points for Kallio Rolling Rainbow for this first jam.
And Stockholm lining 2-0-8 Interstellar as their jammer.
And Kallio feels 24 Tex Killer. Kallio still has one blocker in the penalty box, but standing already, so 10 seconds or less remaining the penalty time.
Now we have Interstellar in the front back, moving the wall, but we have Tex Killer taking the lead.
Kallio's relentless defense holding back Stockholm's jammer up at the pivot line. And another penalty for Kallio's pivot. One hand out, that's not out. That's what Tex Killer did. Knows the rules very well.
Nice offense from Bstrds, but it's not quite enough yet.
Tex Killer's out. First 4 points in her pocket.
And Interstellar still wrestling in the first curve, got hit out.
The inside line was wide open. Tex Killer was skating through, not touching anyone. Another 4 points.
Bstrds reforming the wall, and yes, Interstellar is out.
Tex Killer manages to grab the last 4 points of this jam, so that's, let's see if it's 12 or is it, I think it's 16.
Yes. 16 in total, was it 12 for this jam? So a big jam for Kallio. And for the next jam, Bstrds have 3-5 Rory Kilmore as their jammer.
And jamming for Kallio, it's number 7, Boy. No one's in the penalty box currently.
Both jammers taking the in, and it is Boy getting the lead.
Kallio defending by 4 momentarily. Let's see if they send out any offense.
Yes, some offense from Bstrds in the Kallio wall, but the butts are closing in. And the jammer is out, getting recycled.
Getting recycled all the way back to the first stretch. Meanwhile, Boy grabbing points for Kallio, skating back to the pack to get some more, but gets pushed out and recycled back to the pivot line.
And held nicely by Stockholm blockers, with J. Karpo from Kallio doing a bit of offense. And yes, we have a star pass for Stockholm.
Meanwhile, Boy negotiating their way through the pack and then calling it off after 4 more points.
Yes, safe playing, not letting those points leak to your opponent.
So 8 points for Kallio, leaving Stockholm still at 0.
And for Stockholm, we now have jamming. Can't see the first digits. One Helsing, 194.
It's hard to see the numbers from here, unfortunately. Jamming for Kallio, 467, that's Helsinki.
Oh, and the Stockholm jammer up front from stretching the back. Are we getting the first lead for Stockholm? The crowd seems to think so.
That's
194
awesome.
wrestling up there, but Helsinki also pushing the Bstrds blockers in the back.
That was an awesome catch by 029 Cheese, Kallio's pivot. And now the whole triangle is there to help defense.
Yes, the walls are locked in.
7-0 Sanata helping to get
And it is the first lead for Stockholm.
Helsinki pushed out, recycled, tries again. Okay, that's the first penalty for Stockholm, I want to say. And now Kallio makes a star pass, so the new jammer is 029 Cheese.
And Stockholm calls the jam off, also not giving any points to Kallio.
So that's the first point of the game for Stockholm. The crowd knows it.
Yep, indeed. Next up for Stockholm Bstrds, we have 394 Wicked as the jammer.
And 24 Tex Killer jamming for Kallio.
And 1 Stockholm blocker in the box.
So the jam is on.
Oh, nice, sneaky work from Tex Killer. Now stuck in the Stockholm wall up front back. J. Karpov coming in doing some offense.
Both triangles are relentless. No one's going anywhere except now. J. Karpov manages to hit the hole so that Tex Killer can skate through. So lead goes to Kallio.
And Wicked still pushing the front back of Kallio. Oh wow, 4 blockers now. J. Karpov dropping down, doing some offense, and Wicked pushed out of the track and being recycled.
That's soul breaking to get that long recycle. Have to go all over again through everybody. Meanwhile, Tex Killer grabbing the first 4 points of this jam.
And a star pass for Stockholm. Nice, efficient star pass, and the new jammer is Queen of Blood. Lining in, did they manage to make any points? We'll see. No, unfortunately no.
Tex Killer calls off the jam just right on time. So 6 points to Kallio from this previous jam, which brings them to 30 points. Stockholm Roller Derby sitting at 1. 22 minutes remaining of this first period.
Our jammers for this jam, 112 Duellen from Stockholm and 7 Boy from Kallio.
Penalty box is empty, so everyone's on track.
Both jammers trying to take the lines at the start. And wrestling. Yes, Duellen taking the pack front, but the Kallio wall is strong.
That's a tight triangle Kallio has up at the front of the pack.
Some offense from Stockholm, but Kallio wall is relentless.
She's doing some offense for Boy, but no one's getting anywhere.
Yep.
Both
also
teams.
strong blocking from Stockholm, and we have a lead from Stockholm, 112 Duellen.
That was an awesome offense.
Entering the pack again.
And that's a star pass to Cheese for Kallio's part.
And Stockholm Jammer thinking are they supposed to call or not, but keep on pushing, trying to score some points.
Stockholm's going long, which is a common strategy after a star pass, because the teams might think that the pivots are not that used to jamming as the actual jammers.
And Stockholm calls. But if you have followed Finnish roller derby scene, you know that Cheese as well is an effective jammer, so don't let the pivot hat fool you.
Yes, so that was 4-2 jam for Kallio. 34 Kallio, Stockholm 3. 20, just over 20 minutes remaining in the first period.
And for Stockholm jamming, we have Interstellar.
And 4-6-7 Helsinki jamming for Kallio. Grabbing the lead before you can say cat.
Yes, a nice opening on the inside, and we also have Stockholm Jammer pushing with quick feet, now in the front pack, while Kallio Jammer re-enters. Ooh, and might have gotten hit out and getting recycled back of the pack, while our Stockholm's Jammer Interstellar still wrestling the Kallio 4 defense.
Yes, Kallio leaving Helsinki their own devices at the back of the pack. Now they send pivot Jay Karpov do some offense briefly.
1, 2, 3, Zelda trying to make some offense in the front for their own jammer. And we have Helsinki out of the back again, scoring some points. And a star pass for Stockholm. We have Queen of Blood jamming again.
Unfortunate pack destruction penalty for Kallio's pivot, so Kallio starts the next jam with only 3 blockers on track. So that was a 4-0 jam for Kallio.
And we are going in for a team timeout for Stockholm.
It's a smart, strategic timeout for Stockholm. Kallio's been on a run here. They've grabbed several more points than Stockholm, so maybe they want to collect their thoughts and maybe cool down a bit.
Yes. Also in the first game of this tournament yesterday morning, my little eye spied that Stockholm also used some ORs very efficiently. In the same way, trying to sort of take a time out for the game, collect their thoughts, and maybe disrupt the point gathering of the opponent. Very smart playing.
Yes, that's smart clock management.
And we are soon moving back to the lineup time. Yes, we are lining up some players from Stockholm. And jamming for Stockholm, we have 3-2-5 Rory Kilmore.
And jamming for Kallio, that's Tex Killer, number 24.
And the jam is on. Both jammers trying to take the outside a bit, but stuck in a multiple wall of both teams' blockers. And now we have Tex Killer pushing up front.
Tex Killer, force of nature, taking the lead for Kallio.
While Rory Kilmore is fighting on the inside, now moving on to the outside, but behind Kallio bots. While Tex Killer enters and gets the points.
Now also Kallio's pivot released from the penalty box, so all 4 blockers on track.
We have 1-1-1 Helsinki doing some offense for Stockholm. While Tex Killer skates through the packs and gathers some more points. And it's a star pass for Stockholm. Helsinki now the jammer.
Yes, nice juking by Tex Killer on the previous scoring pass. Now grabs a few more points and then calls off the jam. So that's 10 points total from the previous jam to Kallio.
Another big jam, another big jam. Next up for jamming we have 1941 Helsinki for Stockholm.
And number 7 Boi for Kallio. penalty box is empty.
Both jammers on the inside. Boy making some space. Still Stockholm's last line of defense holding Boy. While Karpov comes for some offense. While Stockholm jammer 194 is still at the back behind Kallio triangle.
Stockholm's blockers doing an excellent job waterfalling in front of Boy. Boy pushing all the way through the back stretch. The referees showing a no pack signal, so someone's getting a penalty.
And now we have more offense for the Stockholm jammer, opening up the inside, but still caught by Bstrds of Kallio.
So the pivots of both the teams are currently sitting in the penalty box. Now also
And
one other
194,
blocker.
Van Helsing is through. Entering the pack now, Stockholm jammer with only 2 Kallio blockers, but being stopped efficiently at the second curve.
Kallio pivot released from the penalty box. Now also Stockholm's pivot returning to the track.
5-2.
Boy
Queen of
getting
Blood
through.
making some offense, but we have Van Helsing still behind the back. Now skating through. Being stopped by Karpov and Bstrds, and another Kallio tripod for the Stockholm jammer to face.
Yes, great catch by Karpov. Now jammer pushed out and recycled all the way back to the turn 2. Now also Boy pushed out.
And was that a full jam? That was a full jam. Wow,
Yes.
Good job everyone. 2-minute jams, they are not easy.
Yes, the 2-minute jam is always fun. That was 7-4 jam for Kallio. Kallio 58, Stockholm 7, just under 15 minutes remaining the first period of this game. Next up jamming 4-6-7 Helsinki for Kallio.
And 3-9-4 wicket for Stockholm Bstrds. And the jam is on. Helsinki making some space for themselves on the track, pushing the pack forward, while Stockholm jammer is yet again behind a Kallio tripod.
And the lead goes to Kallio and Helsinki. Oh no,
And
that's a cutting track
It's
penalty
a
for
penalty for Stockholm.
So it's a power jam for Kallio. Let's see what Helsinki is going to do about it.
Stockholm were trying to gather themselves, but the Kallio offense is strong, not giving them a chance to form a proper tripod, and Helsinki is through for another round of points.
Kallio blockers doing an amazing job destroying Stockholm's walls so that it's easier for Helsinki to skate through. And that's it for the power jam. Now Stockholm's jammer back in the game.
Kallio wall is awake and ready for them.
Another scoring lap completed by Helsinki.
And wicket pushing through the Kallio wall. Stockholm wall forming, trying to receive Helsinki, but some whip action happening with 092 Cheese.
Stockholm's blockers trying to push Helsinki out, but Helsinki refuses to get out of the
And it is
track.
a star pass for Stockholm. New jammer 111 Helsinki putting the hat on and skating in the pack, but not before Helsinki calls it off.
Kallio's pivot was penalized just at the end of that previous jam, so Kallio starts with 3 blockers. Jamming for Kallio, 24 Tex Killer.
And 112 duellen for Stockholm Bstrds. Some line action there at the beginning of the jam, but no false starts.
Kallio's triangle ready for Stockholm's jammer. And there goes Tex Killer grabbing the lead for Kallio.
And Du Ellen was so close behind on the outside, but unfortunately hit out. Du Ellen now taking up speed in the front back fighting, while Tex Killer is re-entering for a score round. And Du Ellen is through.
Now also Kallio's pivot released from the penalty box. But another Kallio blocker sent to the penalty box, so the situation remains.
But 1 point for Stockholm, as Kallio pivot was still re-entering, so they remained as a point for the Stockholm jammer as they had re-entered the pack at that point of game.
Next up, jamming for Kallio, that's number 7, Boy.
And 208 Interstellar. A pivot for Stockholm in the box, and
it's official timeout, something about the points. You want to make sure that the score is right.
1 more point for both of the teams, perhaps, or something just with the scoreboard. Anyway, the totals for now are 85 Kallio Rolling Rainbow all colors and 9 Stockholm Roller Derby Bstrds.
And 1 blocker per each team sitting in the penalty box, so it's a fair situation.
Yes, 3 against 3. 3 is the magic number for a nice little triangle on the track. Still on the timeout, while both teams are anxious to play, both hanging out at the jammer line, ready for some action.
But as long as there's someone with their hands on their shoulders, on the pivot line you can't go anywhere. You just have to wait for the rolling whistle and then the 5-second mark.
And we are getting a thumbs up from the NSOs, and we are getting back to the lineup time. Going to 5. And the jam is on. Boyd making some space for themselves on the outside and in the inside, but being held by 2 Stockholm blockers. And it is a lead for Stockholm. 208 Interstellar gathering some speed and taking space on the track, but Boy right behind them.
Now Stockholm's jammer approaching the pack, and there goes.
Nice working on the outside for Stockholm, scoring some points they have been in need for.
Now also Boy through the pack with some points. Currently 1 Stockholm blocker sitting in the penalty box. Stockholm's running it long, and
oh no, it is a jammer penalty for Stockholm.
Yeah. Long jam's always a risk. This time it actualized. So power jam for Kallio, and as the lead was in Stockholm's jammer's name, now it's going to be a 2-minute jam.
Kallio blockers making some offense for Boy, trying to prevent the Stockholm wall for reforming.
Resulting a penalty for 1 of Stockholm's blockers. Kallio's blockers doing some excellent offense. Boy looking a bit tired at the moment. That was just a scam. Yeah. Skating through the inside line, wide open.
Sneaky jammers when you think they're tired, but they're not. Nice hit out for Boy there by 5-2 Queen of Blood, even if they fell down themselves. And we also have Interstellar back on the track trying to push through the Kallio wall, but that was a 2-minute jam, and we're out of time.
So that was 12 points for Kallio, 4 points for Stockholm. Kallio total 96, Stockholm 12. Just under 9 minutes remaining this first period.
And jamming for Stockholm Bstrds, we have 325 Rory Kilmore.
467 Helma Synti jamming for Kallio. It's another timeout of some kind.
Official timeout again, perhaps with the points. And we're back in the lineup time.
And the jam is on. No one's in the penalty box, so everyone's on track. Helsinki pushing through the inside line, grabbing the lead, but gets recycled.
Yes, almost through, but unfortunately fell down and is now behind the back again, but still has the lead. Meanwhile, the Stockholm jammer Rory Kilmore stuck yet again behind a Kallio tripod, getting some offense from Zelda, and got enough space for the outside line and is now...
Helsinki calls off the jam immediately, so no one gets any points.
Well, half a track through. Next up, we have jamming for Stockholm Bstrds 194 Van Helsing.
And 2-4 Tex Killer jamming for Kallio.
Helsinki there setting up, and another official timeout. I was just admiring Helsinki strategically placing themselves on the outside before Tex Killer, because you do want to have someone in front of Tex Killer at the jam start.
That's for sure. That's kind of the point of the game.
Yeah.
To stand in front of the opposing jammer.
Who would have thought? And we are going through something at the score table. I have been SBOing myself a few times, and I know it can be a stressful job, so I am sending all the positive vibes to the score table at the moment.
And let's hope that the techniques works today.
It's a nice moment for the players to strategize a bit maybe there while waiting for the lineup time to begin again, or maybe have a chat with the opposing team, have a chat among their own team.
Or just chill.
Maybe even do a little dance.
Yeah. Dance
Not
is
this
always
time.
a good idea. They don't feel like dancing right now. So yeah, it's the first game of today. And the next one is up at... do I have the right timetable? Yeah, it's up at 12:30. That's Stockholm Allstars against Lomme Bunnies, and that's one of the group of death matches today. Then at 3 o'clock, Helsinki Allstars playing Gothenburg Allstars, and then the final game of the day is 5:30, Helsinki Bees against Stockholm Bstrds.
Yes, so we have
Bstrds. That was
Bstrds,
interesting.
Bstrds. They have another game in the afternoon, so they can still leave something in the hole of their tooth, as we say in Finnish.
Tex Killer pushing forcefully and grabbing the lead. At the same time, two Stockholm blockers penalized, so only 2 blockers on track, so it's easier for a Tex Killer to pass them and grab points.
Yes,
for
that
Kallio.
means the outside line is there open for Tex Killer. But now stopped at the inside, rolling through, but great job from Helsinki trying to stop Tex Killer, but Tex Killer is through for another round of points, while it's also a star pass for Stockholm Bstrds, and now Helsinki just blocking now, becoming the jammer.
Tex Killer grabbing the points and then calls off the jam just as Stockholm's blockers are released from the penalty box. Kallio's blockers standing in the penalty box, so Kallio starts with 3 blockers.
No points for Stockholm from that one, but at least they got their blockers out, so they are full numbered on the track for this jam start.
Jamming for Kallio, 467 Helsinki.
And 194 Van Helsing. Some 5-second action there by Kallio reforming. But
wow, Helsinki grabbing fast lead for Kallio. Now
Sorry,
also
it was
Kallio's blocker
394
released from the penalty
wicket
box.
jamming for Stockholm, and they are now getting up, but hit out by Karpov and recycled back of the back.
Kallio's triangle ready to catch Stockholm's jammer, now defending by 4. Someone's going to the penalty box. There was a whistle.
But perhaps no penalty yet. The back was stretchy, but no back penalties. No, we have one Kallio blocker going into the box.
At the same time, Helsinki grabbing points for Kallio.
While a star pass has been performed in Stockholm Bstrds, 5-2 Queen of Blood now the new jammer for the team.
Helsinki falling through the pack.
Yes, a bit of lying on the track always helps when you get tired.
Yeah, there are no style points in this game. So if you get through, you get through, you get the points. That's all that matters. 4 more points for Kallio.
While Queen of Blood still stuck behind Kallio wall.
Another easy lap, scoring lap for Helsinki. The pack is at standstill just after turn 2.
And we have Stockholm blocker released from the box, joining their lineup, but Helsinki is already through for another round of points. It is a 20-point jam now.
Yes, it's a monster jam for Kallio. And there's still time to grab all the points from this lap as well. Someone's getting a cutting the track penalty. I can't see who. That's the 2 minutes of that jam. Let's see, 23 points in total for Kallio. That's might be the biggest jam of this game so far.
Yes, I think so too. Jamming up next for Stockholm Bstrds, we have 1-1-2 Du Ellen.
And 2-4 Tex Killer jamming for Kallio. One Stockholm blocker is sitting in the penalty box. It's official timeout, fixing the track.
And now speaking of the box, looking at the stats, we can see that maybe Stockholm has been having a bit of a penalty spiral, because we have some players here with 3 penalties now when we are going to the end of first period.
7 is the maximum that you can get before you get sent to the showers.
Indeed, and it's always more useful to have you on the track instead of the box.
Yes.
Speaking from experience.
Yes.
The jam is on, and we have Du Ellen taking the inside,
Nice
and it's a lead for Stockholm.
Awesome line work. Now Tex Killer also free from the pack.
Du Ellen coming in for some points. Let's see if they are calling it or they are letting the Tex Killer in.
Tex
Killer already joining the pack, making some points. Du Ellen still wrestling some Kallio blockers, and both jammers are through. 4 points for each.
Yeah, that's a smart strategic move from Stockholm. If you don't get that many leads, then you want to use all of them to the max.
Yeah,
so you
get
play
all the
long when you
points.
get the lead.
And Du Ellen is on fire, going for another round of points.
Long jam's always a gamble. This time it looks like it pays off. Oh no, I spoke too soon. That's a back block penalty for Stockholm's jammer. So it's Kallio's power jam, and the lead goes with Stockholm's jammer to the box. So we go the full 2 minutes now.
And Kallio had their offense ready there, opening up the track for Tex Killer, and Stockholm is making the wall again, trying to catch this slippery jammer. And they are holding Tex Killer, they are for a moment.
Tex Killer's strong pushing Stockholm blockers, stretching out the pack, and now gets the points and gets to go.
While Du Ellen is back from the box, wrestling the Kallio tripod, trying to catch any space they can, but ending up in the warm hug of Kallio wall eventually, while Tex Killer is out for another round of points.
Another scoring lap completed by Text Killer, so that's another 20-something, or actually 20-point jam for Kallio, but 11 points for Stockholm as well.
Yes, could be their highest scoring jam for this game. Nice job.
154 Kallio, 24 Stockholm. Minute and a half remaining this first period of this game. Next up, jamming for Kallio, that's 4-6-7 Helsinki.
And I see an 8. It is 208 Interstellar for Stockholm. Mo getting some space in the front of back, trying to push the Kallio walls, but getting catched.
Kallio's
oh,
blocker.
but they are out. It's a lead for Stockholm again.
Helsinki right behind Stockholm's blocker or
And it's
jammer.
a speed pack. That's always fun. We finally got some action. Just kidding. It's been actionful regardless. Helsinki up in the front back, but Interstellar trying to get the space they need for making some points in the back of the back.
Another long jam by Stockholm. Let's see if it pays off. Helsinki getting pushed out and recycled.
Ooh, a hit for Interstellar, gathering themselves up and recycling back.
Now also Kallio's Vattuvima back on track.
The pack is stretching Helsinki up front, but got hit out by Stockholm and getting now recycled, while Interstellar got through for their scoring round.
And again, Vattuvima gets a penalty, so 3 blockers for Kallio on track. A pile of people there.
But back up soon. Oh, space for Interstellar, and they managed to make some nice points there before Helsinki was able to re-enter the pack for their points. And that jam was 6-4 to Stockholm.
Yes, and that was the final jam of this first period. So now we head on to intermission for about 15 minutes, and then we are back for the second period of this exciting game between Kallio Rolling Rainbow All Colors and Stockholm Bstrds.
And if you are here at the venue, do buy your raffle tickets now before they are sold
Yes,
out.
do it fast.
Run!
See you in about 14 minutes. back for the first game of the second day of this Hard Block Life tournament here in Helsinki, Ruskea Suo. The first game of the day is between Kallio Rolling Rainbow All Colors and Stockholm Roller Derby Bstrds. And the first period was very physical.
Yes, some lying down on the track, some strong walls, jammer stock, back stock, but then at the next moment, the pack stretching and jammers sneaking through. So a lot of action.
Yes. Also, somewhat penalty heavy maybe. Kallio 12 penalties in total, Stockholm 15, but they're really evenly spread out. There's no one in danger yet.
Yes.
Both teams have one player with 3 penalties. That's not too bad at this point of the game.
Yes, not too bad yet. And so if you felt like there was traffic in the box, yes, there was traffic in
right.
the box. But what my eyes spy, we have Kriisipuro there running a tight ship at the penalty box. So we can trust that the players are well taken care of once they end up at the penalty box.
Yeah, maybe it's the friendly box staff that gets them there.
Yep, you just want to keep on going back yet again, yet again.
I hear sometimes they have like therapy kittens and stuff like that in the box.
Yes, very calming presence. And we are going for the first jam of the second period with Kallio blocker far 1-2. Is this Vattuvimma in the box?
That is correct.
So 4-1-0, sorry, yes.
First period was dominated by Kallio, but there's still 30 more minutes gameplay for Stockholm to show what they're made of. And here we go, that's the rolling whistle.
Yes, going for the lineup. Stockholm Bstrds energized for the second period, and jammer 208 Interstellar taking the first jam.
Tex Killer jamming for Kallio. And as we said earlier, Kallio has 3 blockers on track 1 in the penalty box. And the jam is on.
Interstellar trying to find some space on the outside, on the inside, but unsuccessful on that regard. Tex Killer also behind Stockholm tripod at the moment.
At the very start, Stockholm sending out pivot to do some offense, but then it's pure defense again for a moment, at least. Now Tex Killer grabbing the lead for Kallio. Stockholm's jammer getting pushed out. And now sent to the penalty box for cutting the track penalty. So it's power jam for Kallio.
Yes. A bit of rest for Stockholm jammer now at the beginning of first period. And Tex Killer is through for a round of points.
Kallio's blockers doing tremendous job isolating Stockholm's blockers from each other to make it easier for Tex Killer to skate through.
And it pays off. Now Stockholm will also trying to make some hustle for the Kallio players and then quickly reforming for Tex Killer. Forming up the tripod up front while the Stockholm jammer is now back on the track, entering the pack.
Kallio's triangle is ready for the jammer.
While Tex Killer is through.
Catching the jammer at the back of the pack. Stockholm doing some offense while Tex Killer's skating the lap around. But now back to score points.
Yes, through yet again while Interstellar is behind Kallio blockers, still trying to gather some offense from friendly teammates. But still, no, wow. It was a star pass. It was a sneaky star pass. So Queen of Blood, the new jammer, but Tex Killer calls it off just to be safe.
Tex Killer touches no one while skating the outside line, grabs 4 more points, so that's 20 total for Kallio from the previous jam.
Next up we have 3-5 Rory Kilmore jamming for Stockholm Bstrds.
And Helma Synti jamming for Kallio. And the penalty box is currently empty, so everyone's on track.
A nice bit of offense from the inside from Stockholm at the start, but unfortunately not enough to get the jammer through. And the outside is open for Stockholm. Does Rory Kilmore make it? Stretching out the back, waterfalling from Kallio, which they are very good at. Pushing, pushing, stretching the back, and
Kallio's last line of defense.
And
having to
it's
let
a
the
lead.
jammer go. The lead is
while
Stockholm.
a very casual, nonchalant star pass by Kallio.
Let's see if Stockholm's gonna exploit that. J. Karpov approaching, hitting the pack, and now scoring points. Not new to jamming, J. Karpov also used to jam for a living. And now back on that jamming duty again.
Now Rory calling it off before J. Karpov goes for another round of points.
Okay, first time jamming for Kallio in this game. It's 0-9 cheese. Ai niin, totta kai sitä meni just. Totta.
And we go to an official timeout.
Yes. Okay, Kallio blocker getting sent to the penalty box. Also one Stockholm blocker already sitting there, so they have 3 blockers each team on track for the next jam.
And starting nearby the pivot line. They have been more up, down at the jammer line at the starts, but now making up some space and movement at the start. Jam is on. Cheese from Kallio pushing in the front of the pack, but efficient suck back from Stockholm wall.
Yeah, tough triangles, both teams defending by all 3 blockers on track. Now Stockholm's 4th blocker released from the penalty box.
Oh, some nice space created for Cheese there, but the Stockholm blockers were awake and caught Cheese up front and hit them
Cheese
out.
getting pushed out, recycled, but not cleanly. One of Stockholm's blockers getting sent to the penalty box, and now Cheese gets through outside line and gets lead for Kallio. Another Stockholm's blocker penalized, so now only 2 blockers on track, making it a bit easier for Cheese to score some points.
While Van Helsing from Stockholm Bstrds still behind Kallio wall, going for a star pass, which is successful. Queen of Blood, the new jammer of Stockholm.
Also Kallio's pivot sitting in the penalty box right now.
Yes, the track
Cheese
looks almost empty.
calling off the jam, not taking any chances. Few more points for Kallio, so that's an 8-0 jam for Kallio. Bringing Kallio to 190, Stockholm Roller Derby Bstars sitting at 31. Just under 25 minutes remaining this game.
And our players are enjoying the services of the penalty box as we have only 2 Stockholm blockers on track and 3 blockers for Kallio.
So brief blocker advantage for Kallio. Jamming for Kallio, number 7, Boy, grabbing the lead fast as he can.
While Stockholm tries to do a quick offense for their Wicked. But Wicked was hit out and recycled again back of the pack while Boy re-enters.
Yeah, that was a textbook recycle by Kallio. Boy grabbing points.
Wicked trying to push through the last line of defense from Kallio, but hit out yet again.
Boy getting some help from Vattuvimma. Good old shirt whip, always gets you through.
Warms your heart, a little grabbing from your mate's shirt.
Yeah. Strip your teammates while you go. Boy grabbing some more points. That's already the 3rd scoring pass for Kallio.
Beautiful leg from Boy there, while Wicked still in the pack, but pushing, 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 and making it through.
Nice job. Boy getting 4 more points and then calling off the jam. So that's 16 points for that jam for Kallio.
Another big jam, another big jam. So for next jam for Stockholm, we have 208 Interstellar jamming.
And is it Tex Killer jamming? Just behind another skater, so I think it's Tex Killer.
Yes, looks like Tex Killer. And the jam is on.
And very fast lead to Kallio. Tex Killer already looking for some points. Approaching the pack. While Stockholm's jammer getting recycled.
Yes.
Almost
pushed
through,
back and forth. And unfortunately not a clean re-entry and a cut penalty for Interstellar.
Too risky returning. Tex Killer scoring the first 4 points of this jam. Another Stockholm blocker skating towards the penalty box, as well as one of Kallio's blockers.
And Teemu, Tex Killer, not touching anyone.
Slaloming through.
And the blockers waiting, anticipating for another round of Tex Killer coming through.
Nice offense by Vattuvimma.
And Stockholm jammer is re-entering the track with speed and force.
Kallio's triangle sucking back, taking out all the space from the jammer.
Hard to juke through as well as the butts keep on closing on around you.
Another scoring pass completed.
Nice group offense from Stockholm for Interstellar. Was it enough? Oh no, hit out.
That was a rude hit by Vattuvimma, recycling Stockholm's jammer.
And
now!
Finally space on the outside, Interstellar is through.
Tex Killer final points, and then a call off just on time. So another 20-point jam for Kallio, 24-point jam for Kallio.
Big jams for Kallio.
So the point differential is now 201 points, 20 minutes and 38 seconds remaining this
or
game time.
199. How does math work?
Oh, that's right, yeah. Almost right.
Yeah, we're no mathematicians up here.
So Helsinki jamming for Kallio.
And Rory Kilmore for Stockholm. Rory Kilmore pushing up in front of back, getting some friend from 1-7 Head Vicious.
One of Kallio's blockers standing in the penalty box, so soon entering the game again.
Helsinki gathering some speed, but caught.
Someone's getting a penalty, that's a blocker from Stockholm.
And a nice pack of players, but Helsinki is through and gets the lead.
Helsinki entering the pack again.
Being caught by 1-7 Heady Vicious on the outside, then moving on to the inside by no luck there either. Strong defense even from just two blockers, but Helsinki is through again.
Kallion's triangle is very tough, not letting anyone go anywhere. J. Karpov, the pivot, doing some offense for Helsinki.
But Stockholm holding strong as well. J. Karpov trying to make some more space again, but the wall is closing in again on Helsinki, but now we are pushing and stretching, and Helsinki is through. Rory Kilmore still fighting Kallio blockers. Helsinki re-entering the pack for another round of points. Rory Kilmore unfortunately maybe losing some steam. It's a tough wall.
Yeah, that's not a walk in the park to push
and they are through. They were just kidding. Yet again, these sneaky jammers. They are not really as tired as they seem. And Rory Kilmore is through, but Helsinki calls it off before any points can be made.
Yes, 16-0 for Kallio. Just over 18 minutes remaining this game.
And 194 Van Helsing jamming for Stockholm.
And Cheese jamming for Kallio. The penalty box is currently empty, so all four blockers of both teams on track. Stockholm sends out pivot doing offense right away from the whistle.
Yes, Van Helsing gathering some speed but getting stopped quickly.
Oh no, that's a penalty for Cheese, so that's a power jam for Stockholm.
And they are taking it, but getting hit out by, was it Pyörä at the last curve? No, Van Helsing is back on the track, only one blocker remaining. But the Kallio waterfall never fails.
Nice catch by Vattu Vimma. Now the whole Kallio triangle defending. Stockholm's doing offense.
Group offense from Stockholm, but unfortunately yet another hit out for Stockholm. Jammer re-entering between nice warm butts of Kallio tripod. It is comfortable there, it's hard to get out of there.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Cheese has re-entered the track, coming in with speed.
So the lead is still open for this jam, but Cheese can't get it since Cheese been in the penalty box already. So unless Stockholm's jammer gets through, then the lead is not taken.
But we only have 35 seconds on the jam clock, so maybe we are going for a full 2 minutes, and Cheese is out.
So Cheese completes the initial pass, yes, and now skating for points. There it is, the first 4 points.
Van Helsing still pushing. And Stockholm wall ready for Cheese re-entering.
So the bench calls all offense for Cheese.
And lead granted for Van Helsing at the same time as the jam clock runs out of time.
On the last second.
A lead nevertheless.
Yes. Next up, jamming for Kallio, it's Boy. That's timeout for Stockholm. It's time to catch your breath, maybe have some pep talk. There's still half of this second period of this game to go, so you might want to save some energy and keep the spirit up.
Yep. Meanwhile, Kallio lineup chilling on the track. We have their Boy preparing to jam for the next jam, with Jikarpov pivoting, Nyrkkikyllikki, and Pyörä, and who else do we have there? We have Anna Montana there as the last blocker for Kallio lineup.
Is it Anna Montana? I love the rainbow armbands, but sometimes the numbers are a bit hard to read from them.
Yep. And team timeout is over. Stockholm players returning on the track. Jamming for Stockholm, if my eyes don't deceive me, 394 wicked. Also, refs were able to grab a little bit of a sip of water during the team timeout. They have deserved it as well.
Once again, no one's in the penalty box. The jam starts.
Offense from Stockholm at the very beginning. But Kallio tripod is ruthless.
Boy fighting the back triangle of Stockholm. Back is stretching out.
Wicked pushing through, trying to find the space. Making some progress, but it's another tripod in front of them. A bit of pack work from Kallio blockers. And Wicked hit out, but then the blocker was penalized. No, but it was still a cut for Wicked as well. So
yeah,
a jammer penalty
hasty
for Stockholm.
So the lead is still open. Let's see if Boy can grab it. There, no?
Stockholm holding strong, but it is now a lead for Boy. Bit of recuperating by both walls. Second curve. Stockholm blockers holding strong, hitting Boy out, and Boy calling the lead, leaving Stockholm jammer in the box. So it is a power start for Kallio now.
Yes, that was Kallio's strategy. Talvi was communicating the jammer that call off as soon as you get the easy points so we can get power start.
Stockholm lining up their 4 blockers, and we can see 1-1-2 dual Ellen pivoting, maybe preparing for a star pass.
Could be.
We'll see.
Tex Killer jamming for Kallio.
And Tex Killer finding the space on the outside yet again.
Very nice screen offense by Kallio's blockers. Now Stockholm's jammer hitting the pack. Number 53, Kone recycling them all the way back to the turn 4.
Some fast wall work from Stockholm, but Tex Killer is yet again out for another round of points. And star pass has been completed for Stockholm, as I suspected. New jammer 1-1-2 dual Ellen.
Yeah, your crystal ball was cleared.
And a nice space from outside for dual Ellen. Dual Ellen is out of the pack, putting the hat on.
Tex Killer grabbing the last points and then calling off the jam. So that's 8-0 for Kallio. Just under 13 minutes to go of this second period of this game.
Jamming for Stockholm for this jam, we have 3-2-5 Rory Kilmore.
And Helsinki 4-6-7 jamming for Kallio.
Box is empty, everyone's on the track. Happiness ensues. Nice opening
again,
on the outside.
This starts to look like some kind of pattern that Kallio has. They're doing screen offense as often as they can. So completely shutting the opposing team down to the other side of the track, clearing the other side for their own jammer. Now Helsinki already scoring points. Anna Montana doing some offense to help them get through.
Well, 7-4-7 from Stockholm trying to aid some offense for Rory Kilmore, but the Kallio wall is strong. Making space on both sides, but Rory Kilmore is greeted by Nyrkki Kyllikki and J. Karpov at the front of the pack. But it was a star pass, haha, it was a star pass, they were fooling us all along.
J. Karpov.
Jammer 1-7 head vicious.
Taking the blocking a bit too far and then skating to the penalty box. So Kallio starts the next jam with 3 blockers on track. Cheese jamming for Kallio.
And 208 Interstellar for Stockholm. I have to say these Stockholm star passes have been very nice, useful, sneaky.
Efficient, yes. That's a great strategy to have.
Interesting formation from Stockholm at the beginning of this jam. A lot of speed for jammers. Interstellar running, Cheese being caught by the Stockholm wall at the back of the back.
That's a penalty for Kallio's blocker.
And Interstellar
wow.
Just hit out by 309, but 309 also went out, so it is Interstellar out with no pass, no penalty, so no lead granted.
Yeah, the lead is still open.
Interstellar hit out yet again by 7-0 from Kallio.
Nice blocking by Saanata. Kallio keeping the jammer briefly by themselves.
Only with 2 blockers from Kallio. Interstellar fighting on the inside, but J. Karpov heading the brace pair efficiently.
Kallio's blockers pushing jammer, Stockholm jammer out, recycling back to the pivot line, and then...
Oh, what an apex from Interstellar, but lead granted for Cheese as Interstellar had no pass, no penalty on their first initial round.
So that was a great jam for Stockholm, grabbing, is it just 4 points? I think so.
Yes, 4 points according to our scoreboard.
Well, anyways, if you get through first and then manage to grab some points, it's a win.
Yep.
Just over 9 minutes to go, this second period of this game. Jamming for Kallio, it's Boy number 7.
And 1-1-2 duo Ellen for Stockholm.
Wow, again some screen offense by Kallio, releasing Boy. So the lead goes to Kallio.
But duo Ellen is not holding back with quick feet.
Wow.
Oh, what a twirl, out of the pack as well.
Nice ballerina twirling. Boy calling off the jam safely before Stockholm's jammer hits the pack. So that's a clean 4-0 jam for Kallio.
Jamming for Stockholm from the next jam, 3-2-5 Rory Kilmore yet again.
And Tex Killer jamming for Kallio once again. The penalty box is empty.
And it is.
And again the outside line is wide open for Tex Killer to skate through.
Yes, beautiful offense at the start for Kallio, while Stockholm jammer Rory Kilmore still wrestling the Kallio tripod.
So one hand out is not out. Tex Killer knows this and keeps on skating. Vattovimma pushing Stockholm's jammer out, recycling all the way back.
Far back.
Tex Killer playing safe, skating in front of, or recycling in behind everyone to avoid cutting.
Some offense for Rory Kilmore from the inside, but Kallio tripod holds strong. Switching onto the inside, but no luck there, while Tex Killer re-enters and gathers the points.
That's another star pass completed for Stockholm.
Queen of Blood jamming yet again. Let's see if they can make in the pack in time. And unfortunately, no. Tex Killer knows just the right time to call off the jam.
Yes, 4 more points and then clean call off. That's 15-0 from the previous jam to Kallio. I love the high fives at the jammer line.
Yeah, it's good vibes on the track today.
Yes.
Thank you, players.
Helsinki jamming for Kallio.
And Interstellar for Stockholm.
Kallio going for the outside screen again, but now Stockholm is prepared. They know what's coming.
Stockholm wall spreading out. Recycling Helsinki. Helsinki skating through and making it through the inside line, getting the lead. Interstellar skating around and around, trying to make space, but got out of the track yet again.
Karpov guarding the outside line, not letting anybody through. Kallio's triangle catching Stockholm's jammer. Meanwhile, Helsinki grabbing the first 4 points of this jam.
Bit of offense for Stockholm jammer, while Helsinki is re-entering with a bit of a spread of defense from Stockholm, but now they have gathered themselves and are in the front of the back. But Helsinki yet again through on the inside. It's useful to have those nice long legs. It's very helpful in roller derby.
Gets the job done.
Interstellar between Nyrkkikyllikki and Pyörre.
Penalty for Stockholm's blocker. Kallio's triangle at the front of the pack, keeping Stockholm's jammer.
While Stockholm needs all the hands on deck to keep Helsinki. And Helsinki is through for another round of points. A bit of offense from Stockholm to their jammer. But skaters off the track yet again.
Kallio's blocker getting penalized. So now the next jam starts with only 3 blockers on track for both teams.
1-1-2 duel and jamming for Stockholm Bstrds.
0-2-9 cheese jamming for Kallio. I'm just saying random numbers now.
It's difficult when you start remembering the player names
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you forget the numbers. Duel this time trying the outside line if it would have been open for them, but strong defense from Kallio. Stockholm blocker returning from the box, communicating that they are here for offense. But unfortunately, the defense from Kallio is strong on the inside as well. No space for Duellen to sneak through.
Yeah, season triangle for Kallio, preventing Stockholm's blocker. And now the lead goes to Cheese and Kallio.
Duellen still wrestling the last Kallio blockers and made it through from the outside on the second curve. But the lead is for Kallio, and Kallio calls the jam before Duellen makes it back to the pack.
Kallio has already hit the 300 mark. So it's 3-0 jam, the previous jam, 3-1-1 Kallio, 35 Stockholm Roller Derby Bstrds. Just under 3 minutes to go.
And for this jam, we have jamming 394 Wicked from Stockholm Roller Derby. One could say almost defying gravity.
And Boy for Kallio grabbing the lead.
Wicked trying to find some space on the inside, from the outside in the middle, but Kallio catching them. Offense for Wicked from Stockholm blocker. Was it enough? Kallio reforming yet again in front of Wicked. They just keep on appearing. You think you're through and then you have another tripod in front of you.
That's like the Godfather moment. Just when you thought you got out, they pulled you back in. Awesome job, the last line of defense. That's Anna Montana for Kallio. Managing to push the jammer out and then recycling back to the turn 2, almost.
And a star pass from Stockholm. This time I caught it as it happened.
Yes, deja vu.
New jammer Heady Vicious, but Boy knows to call it off before any points are stolen.
So, the next jam might be the last jam of this game. There's just over a minute remaining in the game clock. Jamming for Kallio, it's 24 Tex Killer once again.
And 194 Van Helsing for Stockholm Bstrds. Very quick movements here at the beginning of the jam. No lead granted yet.
Tex Killer finds an opening and grabs lead for Kallio.
Van Helsing trying the outside, but stopped by Kallio tripod. Stockholm removes the hat, maybe attempting a star pass. Queen of Blood there as a pivot, staying close to the jammer, while Tex Killer gets through for another round of points.
Kallio is defending by all 4. Tex Killer hitting the pack once again. So the period clock is now run out. So we are on the jam clock.
Queen of Blood making offense, but did the skate go out? I think Van Helsing's skate might have gone out, so they are playing it safe and recycling back off the pack. While Tex Killer has been held by Stockholm tripod effectively.
Yes. It's been great blocking this jam, the whole game, I mean, but this jam is special.
Yes, the tripods and the walls are not making it easy for the opposing jammer. So pivot on pivot action at the middle of the pack.
So just 5 seconds to go now.
3, 2, 1. Beep, 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 beep.
That's it,
that
folks.
was it.
That's the end of that game. 4 points scored in the last jam by
8
Kallio.
after all.
Okay. Spoke too soon. So that brings Kallio to 323 points, Stockholm 35. So it's safe to say that Kallio has won this game. But this is still unofficial score, so let's see how the score shakes out. And this was just the first game of today. The next game is on at 12:30, so in about an hour. And that's Stockholm Allstars against Lomme Bunnies. So that's another ranking game, so that's going to be very exciting. These games are these teams are very closely ranked right now, and they're all heading to, or they want to head to Euro champs.
Yes, last time Stockholm Allstars and Lomme Bunnies played against each other. The score was quite close, 178 for Lomme, 110 for Stockholm. And the prediction for the next game is also very close, less than a 10-point difference, with 154 for Stockholm and 146 for Lomme. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. A lot of good roller derby still to be seen today. But we thank you for now for the first game. We are having some high fives on the track for both teams. Good energy, great game. Thank you players, thank you skaters, thank you officials, thank you volunteers. It's been a great start for second day of Hard Block Life.
See you in an hour.